Market research significantly influences the statement of work, is central to designing an acquisition strategy and to identifying candidate evaluation criteria, which impacts the overall source selection process. Systematic and complete market research is the foundation of an effective source selection process toward meeting the agency's needs. Exchanging information between government and industry on upcoming acquisitions improves the understanding of government requirements and the government's understanding of industry's capabilities. Additionally, market research increases competition, lowers cost, produces better quality products, services, provides additional sources to fulfill warfighters' needs, and can reduce cycle times by identifying commercial or non-developmental solutions. Market research means collecting and analyzing information about capabilities within the marketplace to satisfy agency needs for products and/or services. It is required by the Federal Acquisition Regulation Part 10 and is a continuous process for gathering and analyzing data. For example, market research data provides information on potential sources of supply, market and commercial product characteristics, government unique products, commercial standards, emerging technologies, and company capabilities. Market research consists of two parts: strategic market research and tactical market research. When market research is conducted early in the acquisition process, it reduces the likelihood of problems and can reduce the overall life cycle cost to the program. The extent will vary depending on such factors as urgency, estimated dollar value, complexity, and past experience. The North American Industry Classification System Code, or NAICS, is a system for classifying products and services into 20 different sectors and assigns a code to each. In practice, a NAICS code tells the contractor what we are buying. Every requirement, product, or service requires a 6-digit NAICS code. The NAICS code describes the specific requirement, not what the company is selling to the government. Select the NAICS code that represents what you are buying, not the overall system. Only use the code for a complete piece of equipment if you cannot find a code for the individual item. For example, if you're buying a copper wire to connect test equipment to a mission computer, you would use the NAICS code for the copper wire, not for the test equipment or mission computer. The Product Service Code, or PSC, is a 4-character alphanumeric code which best describes the product or service. It is the first 4 digits of the national stock number. The NAICS codes and PSCs should be as specific as possible to the requirement and agreed upon by the Technical PLC, the Contracts PLC, the Small Business PLC, and the Small Business Administration PLC. Next is data collection. You should collect sufficient information to determine whether any identified product or service meets the performance and schedule requirements. Use a template to plan how the data will be captured and organized, and use a broad brush to identify potential sources other than the incumbent. Just researching an OEM's part number is not sufficient for identifying other potential sources. A researcher can use search engines such as System for Award Management, SBA Dynamic Small Business Search, and the Federal Procurement Data System, Next Generation, where you can access contract data reports to perform market research. These links are available at sam.gov. Another great resource is the NAVAIR OSBP website. You can find more data on previous government procured items by engaging the search tools at the NAVAIR Cost Department. Market research includes trade shows, industry days, industry websites, brochures, consultations with SMEs, pre-solicitation conferences, sources sought, and other acquisitions. According to FAR Part 10, agencies shall document the results of market research in a manner appropriate to the size and complexity of the acquisition. Documenting market research provides a historical record and evidence that the appropriate measures were performed for the acquisition and should contain, at a minimum, 4 basic elements: timeframes when research was conducted, methods used, analysis of vendor capabilities, and recommendations. Remember, since every procurement is different, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. Critical thinking is imperative. Others researching similar products or services can now use your market research report. It can also be used by contracting officers to further determine the appropriate terms and conditions, and it fulfills the acquisition documentation requirements. Market research is a key part of acquisition lifecycle. In order to effectively conduct market research, requirements must be understood, the right tools must be used, and results must be documented.